Hi, I'm Kelly Lindsay. Welcome to Unit 8.4, Caretender's Participation in Healing. Everyone knows the four-letter F word. It's the one that comes to mind, for instance, when a caretender first hears about a dire diagnosis. And after that, caretending can be a series of one F-word feeling after another. And they can be lumped into broad categories, which if you change the hyphens around and give a nod to Sesame Street, I refer to as the four-letter F words: fear, fairness, frustration, and fatigue. Fear and fairness we'll address in the next presentation, and we touched on fatigue in the last presentation, specifically taking advantage of the support and resources that a caretender has at his back. Today, we're going to address one aspect of frustration, and that is the helplessness that often threatens to overwhelm a caretender. In Unit 8.3, we also talked about the caretender's role in maintaining a healing environment that gives the patient the best opportunity to heal himself or herself. But sometimes the caretender wants to do something, to participate directly in helping to heal the patient, to roll up the sleeves, get to work with some real physical hands-on experience. So that's what we're going to introduce in this unit: hands-on healing, sometimes referred to as energy work, although that can sometimes be a bit of a misnomer and a red herring. Long before Jonas Salk and Hippocrates and Aristotle in Western medicine, long before Lao Tzu, Lu Dongbing and the Yellow Emperor in Eastern medicine, long before the shamanistic traditions in North and South America and the faith healers of the 1st century Palestine and the 19th century American West, there was hands-on healing. It predates all traditions and can lightly be traced back to the very first hand and the very first owie. Covering a hurt with a hand is instinctual. So is a comforting hug. Touch has a long history of removing the hurt and replacing it with love. This is the root of what has since developed into many kinds of healing touch methods, each with its own emphasis and collectively representing a wide range of intellectual construct and analytical rigor. Healing touch was developed in the 1980s by a nurse in Denver using what she had learned during decades as a nurse. Therapeutic touch came out of the Theosophical Organization in the Berkshires a decade earlier. Jinshin Jitsu and Reiki both have been very important to me in my caretending for Diana. Came from Japan at the turn of the last century as rediscoveries with roots dating back several millennia. Acupressure and Qigong, which Diana, Susanna, and I all study and practice, have been in continuous use for thousands of years in one form or another. Massage therapies, both deep tissue and superficial, have an equally long history using muscle and somatic manipulation, whereas the others we've mentioned are generally interested in balancing the more subtle energies, for lack of a better term, using light touch or even no touch. But this is just a small sampling of the various touch modalities out there, and it's by no means an exhaustive list. So which one to try? Well, that depends on what's in your community and what's available and which one strikes a responsive chord in you. But I actually wouldn't recommend starting with any of them yet, actually, because you already have what you need to get started: your hands and a simple 3-step mantra: stop, feel, and listen. For this first exercise, we're going to create the feeling of a ball of energy between your palms. First, stop. Stop doing, stop thinking. Then with your fingers outstretched, press your palms together about chest high with as much resistance as is comfortable for a few seconds, and then slowly pull them apart 6 to 8 inches. Feel an energy ball move kind of between your hands a little bit, and it will offer resistance and yield as you move your hands slightly back and forth. So just kind of play with that for a while, make it larger, make it smaller, stop, feel, listen to the feelings in your hands and message that your body may be sending to you. For the next exercise, in this next exercise, put your hands on a table or a desk, then stop. Stop doing anything else, stop thinking about anything else, just stop. Next, feel your palms and the interface they make with the table, at the surface of the table. And after a while, you'll feel the pulsing in your palms. They'll be out of sync at first, and then just wait for them to sync up a little bit. And then after that happens, then try to just listen to, see if you can hear the pulses, see the pulses, and see any or hear any other message that your body may be sending to you. Do the same exercise, but this time with your hands somewhere on your own body. Again, wait for the pulses to sync up, You can easily spend anywhere from 30 seconds to 5, 10, 20 minutes or more even in a single hand position. Then stop, feel, listen. What you may hear is some vague intuition to either stay where you are or to move your hands to another position. Follow that intuition. This is self-care. Do it often. Now try it with another person. A traditional starting point is with the hands on either side of the head, moving down the torso, but you can also follow any message that you hear internally about where to go next. In each position, again, wait for the pulses to sync up and remain there for as long as it feels right. You can spend a long time with various hand positions just on the head. You can also try near touch positions with your hands hovering just several inches above the skin. So balance and moderation, that's all we're interested in doing at this point. That may be all we ever really need to do. We're just trying to balance the energy, the chi, prana, spirit, by whatever name, and we're using the pulses as our feedback. Different traditions have different explanations for what these pulses are, but the bottom line is it doesn't really matter what they are. Just remember to stop, feel, listen. There's a balancing method from Jinshin Jitsu that Diane and I found extremely valuable. It involves holding a patient's fingers and toes in a certain sequence, and this is a very easy introduction to hands-on healing. Anyone can do it anytime and anywhere. We've made a short video of this sequence that can be found in the video resources for this unit. So within the context of the healing environment, a caretender giving hands-on healing treatment accomplishes several things. First, it gives a caretender something to do. It's a way to actively participate in the healing process. Second, it gets both parties to stop, which is sometimes the best possible thing that can happen and a surprisingly difficult thing to do. This is especially important when things seem to be spiraling out of control. It also promotes feeling and listening, which are among the most useful skills in caretending. It provides intimacy that helps moderate and balance energy flows and levels within the patient, within the caretender, and between the two. So a hands-on healing session contributes mightily to the health and sustainability, really, of the entire healing environment. So you have two options to choose from for this unit. Option one is to watch the fingers and toes video and try it with someone, or try any of the other energy treatments, exercises in this presentation by yourself. Option two is to get a treatment from an energy practitioner in your area, such as Jinshin or Reiki, acupressure, craniosacral healing touch, or anything else that is around. In either case, record your impressions in your journal. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Unit 8.5, Caretender's Opportunity for Transformation.